Good, good. Well, let's get started. Let's see. I hope Troy shows up today because I really like him to make up for his 15-minute loss last meeting. Okay, today, Lunch and Learn with Property RD. Heather, tell us about what you're going to teach us today.
Yay! Sorry. If you don't know what an NHD is, you should come to this class. If you are not ordering your NHDs at the time of listing, you should really come to this class. If you're hungry and you want to come support me, you should really come to this class. See y'all there.
Thank you, Heather. And that's today, right after the 12:15 today. All right. Also, so far this year, 94,000 in profit share. Give it back to the table. So, Albert Meggers, who is right there.
That's a big number.
That is a big number.
It's actually maybe 7,000.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's half your money. You should know that number.
That's a lot.
So there's a profit share class today. He's going to go over the dynamics of profit share, how it works. And that's today at 1:15 right here in the training center. So
I'll also be there for general Keller Williams Q&A. So if you guys have, if you're new to Keller Williams especially, and you don't know what profit share is, how it works, or if you're not getting profit share checks and you want to change that, that's what that class is all about. I'm here for you guys to teach that class today.
all right. Thank you, Albert. And then we have tomorrow, Getting to Know with CFPB with Main Street Escrow and Country Club. So you guys are going to be doing a little presentation about that. So please get your butts here to this class and get prepared for the upcoming changes. All right, we went over this stuff already. So next Monday, we're going to have .loop, Ignite, Preparing to Work with Buyers with Anissa, and then we have the buyer consultation with Blanca Vargas. All right, Bold, we have the dates locked in finally. So it's going to be August 11th, every Tuesday, for August 11th. We're going to send out the schedule. We don't have the registration link yet, but you can reserve your spot. Email Kirsten. The first step is free, so get your butts to Bold. At least go to the first step to see what it's all about. If you're curious, get in there. It's going to help you get business. 14 transactions, it is an average of 14 transactions as a result of Bold for each associate at 10 Bold. It's a great way to ramp up your production and get you winterized, get your deals going so you don't have to worry about, oh, winter's slow, winter's slow. No, August, get you production going. Right, Connie?
That's correct.
Yeah, Connie capped in a record time this year, I think, as a result of Bold.
Where's it going to be, Jason?
It's going to be at
Cafe
the same place,
210.
Cafe 210. All right. Next, all right, Kevin Blaine team. He made the Real Trends Top 1,000 number 2. He was number 87 in the nation for 2 years. Kevin Blaine team. We have an award here for them, and then we have, I think Hector's in Hawaii, and Larry. I don't know where Larry's at, but they made the top 250 from ARAP. So we've got Hector Martinez. Big deal. So if you see them, congratulate them, send them a note. Tell them to take you out for tacos, whatever. All right. Next are awards. All right. So here we go. Oh, this one here. All right. So these are the awards for June. Highest closed sell, who said that I could accept the award on her behalf, is Jillian Boss. Next, we have the Rising Star from our Porterville office. We have Greg Curry. KW Cares Award, Connie Kaut. MCA Award, Cindy Bickmore. All right, now awards for listings. We have Miss Candace Haas. Then we have the Anderson Real Estate Group. Team Guy. And we have Robin Graham and Associates. Robin. The Harper Bishop team. Joe Silva.
Hey, Joe.
The Right Guy Real Estate Group. Simon Guy's new branded name, so that's the Right Guy. The Garcia Martinez team. And we have Kevin Land and Jared Ennis, Commercial Division. And of course, we have the Kevin Blaine Real Estate team. All All right, now for sales. Top 10 in sales, we have Carlos Hernandez, who recently came back to Keller Williams. Congratulations. Darren Kong. Cindy Ravenscroft. Bill Mathis. Paul Deathridge. Paul's actually here. Love the yellow shirt, Paul. Janet Deering. Where's Janet? Barbara Summers. She's right back there.
Oh, sorry.
Bill Mock. Melissa Berlinger. And the number 1 sales is Robin Graham. Good job. All right, now the team sales awards. Musgrove Real Estate Group. Anderson Real Estate Group. Garcia Martinez team. Jillian Goss team. And the Kevin Blaine Real Estate team. Great job. All right, now, Mr. Troyer, I'm glad you're here. You have some time to make up from last week, so let's get your broker's rant going.
Rollover minute?
Yeah.
They do. No, it doesn't say that. Look, broker's corner, Jerry. We switched it. In my corner, I take as long as I want. All right. I just want to go over with you real quick because we've been for years and years and years, forever. You go to a house that was built before 1985 and you check the water heater, make sure it's strapped with correct straps, right? The 2-inch straps, not plumber's tape with the holes in it. Doesn't count. Okay, 2-inch straps within 18 inches of the top, within 18 inches of the bottom. And if they've got how many smoke detectors do they have in a house like that? One per floor, right? Right, in the hallway. Okay, that's not probably going to clear anymore on appraisals. Okay, so you got to have one in the bedroom, in each bedroom, and in the hallway as well. And they need to be attached to the ceiling, not that little space over the door where the exit sign is. Okay, does that make sense? So in order for them to clear underwriting, and so I just ran into this, and in order for them to clear underwriting, you know, so I had to hustle out and buy 3 smoke detectors, but we want to start including that in our listing presentation. Check for that when you look at the water heater strapping. Remind yourself, hey, let me go look and make sure that there's smoke detectors in the bedroom. Also, I'm getting a question, a lot of questions on is SPQ required? Seller Property Questionnaire. We're going to start including it. But it is in the contract under 10, the new contract under 10, statutory and other disclosures. 10.4, within the time specified in paragraph 14A, seller, unless exempt from the obligation to provide a TDS, shall complete and provide buyer with a seller property questionnaire, SPQ. If seller is not required to provide a TDS, seller shall complete and provide buyer with a supplemental contractual and statutory disclosure, the SSD. Does that make sense? So you have to do the SSD. So always have an SSD. It's not a bad idea to have in your template the SPQ as well, all right? The Avid is highly recommended because it proves that you saw the house, but don't check, I don't recommend checking on the TDS, see attached to Avid, okay? So just check on their seller, agent notes the following items and just put in there, home is in overall good condition or whatever you might happen to notice about the house. Does that make sense? Okay?
If you're doing an ABID, why would you not check CABID?
Because then that's one more form that you're going to have to provide to the lender.
Yes.
So if you want to provide it to the lender, you can, but a lot of times we don't provide that to the lender just naturally, but then you get down to the end and they go, wait a minute, you checked the box to see the Avid and we don't see the Avid, so let's see it. And especially going into all these new requirements for closing, you may have just pushed yourself off by checking that box 3 days to a week for closing. Yeah?
So the SPQ won't replace the SSD? I mean, why do both? Or do you have to?
You don't. One of
You don't have to, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
Just the SPQ
But
now
the-
since it's checked, right?
The SSD is on, and Gov went into all kinds of crazy stuff, but the SSD is required even if the TDS isn't. So I would always do the SSD.
Oh.
Sometimes you do it in conjunction with the SPQ,
That's the one that's checked now on our contract.
Right, so if it's a trust is selling the house, and the TDS is not required.
Oh, really? For houses that are in trust?
That's correct, okay?
The agent still is required to do their portion.
Correct. So the agent still needs to fill out their portion, and then it gets into, I'm still trying to get it square in my mind, exactly which one's required, but the SSD is then required, even when the TDS is not statutorily required. Does that make sense?
To have everything.
Yes. Right. So we're trying to get our broker templates, broker zip forms worked out, but for every one of these contingencies, but just realize that it does state in the contract that you are providing an SPQ. Okay? It states that right in there. So make sure that you are including the SPQ in there. It is 4 more pages of fun, but it does go along fairly quickly. All right?
So Troy,
Any questions, Barbara?
I do have a comment. When you talked about putting things on the contract, I had it happen one time where I had an offer that come in from another agent. She put on there the Avid was coming in. No big deal. You just overlooked that. It's not a big deal to you, right? Except when, so that's why it's important for us to do an Avid along with the other side. She used her Avid as a laundry list. At the very end, the lender called for the Avid because it was on the contract.
Right.
My TC at the time sent in hers, and I had a ton of stuff that was called at the last minute.
Right.
So you have to be
By the
careful.
underwriter,
You have to
not
watch
off the
those.
home inspection, not off, that's right. The Avid, you don't want to use the Avid as a laundry list.
But
You want to show that you noted that you've seen the house, that you've been in the house, that you did a diligent viewing of the house, right? You did your due diligence. So how I fill out an Avid is living room, carpeted, ceiling fan, small stain on carpet in front of fireplace, whatever, like that. Not, I usually list 2 or 3 things per room, and it's usually about the amenities. Unless there's a glaring, crack runs across the tiles in the dining room. Well, then you might want to put that. Okay, but I don't go along every little thing. This is not a white glove thing on the Avid. Jean?
I was thinking that the SPQ, the SSD has the same questions as page 1 of the SPQ. So I've just been doing SPQ and not the SSD, which probably works most of the time unless you don't have to do a TDS. So are you saying that I should do an SSD also?
An SSD is incorporated in the
SPQ, right.
Right.
So we really only have to do the SPQ.
If you do the SPQ, you don't have to do the SSD.
Because it was good.
Okay, but if you're doing the TDS, then do an SSD. Okay, in addition. All right? It also doesn't hurt to have the SPQ in there as well, because it says in the contract you're also providing that. So if you're used to doing a TDS and an SSD, you also need to provide the SPQ. Okay? So then you're really looking at one more page for the SSD.
Oh, you don't need the SSD if you're doing the SPQ.
You don't.
Like Jean said, the first
That's right. That's correct. Okay? Any more questions? You guys ready to go fight and sell?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's close out summer strong.
Yeah, all right. You made up for last week, definitely.
Yes.
All right. Main Street Escrow. Yep, that's you.
Quick and short, to the point. Reminder that we are having a class with Country Club tomorrow at 11 o'clock. All information provided, Q&A. I didn't really have anything in particular because I wanted to push that.
What's one thing that the agents can start doing now in their day-to-day business?
Well, they can practice their calendaring, which is always
Well said.
Yeah. We'll just start with that. So every Wednesday we'll have other ones, and I'll probably repeat it by then. But yeah, just inspections and everything up front. Everything's gonna have to be started as soon as possible now. And your offer is at 45 to 60 days. Yeah, might as well start now. It doesn't roll out to October. But if we start practicing now, then October's going to be.
Yes.
So it's no longer.
It got pushed to October 3rd.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
But act as if it's now, so you get in the habit of doing that.
You won't be so pressured.
All right, thank you, Rachel. Also, I wanted to share this, Rachel, while you're here. Look at this. June capture rate, 60%. Their goal is 75%. So congratulations,
And we were
Rachel.
only at 28 earlier this year. So
Yeah, that's quite a jump.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Good job, good job. All right, Barbara Zito, come on up.
All right.
Let's welcome Barb.
Bank statements are okay.
Thank you.
So you know. Okay. On that TDS, guys, best advice, get them to us early in the transactions. Typically, we don't end up getting them until we get our loan docs back and they come from escrow. If there's something on there that is going to cause a problem that you've marked or the seller has marked on the boxes, then you're going to get held up at closing. So get those to us early, so that we can review those and avoid any problems going into the tail end of the transaction. They talked about the class. Please show up tomorrow. Tim went to great extent to provide a nice handout that you can take with you that has timelines on there. I think he did an awesome job. So it will definitely be to your benefit to show up. And then I'd like to introduce a new loan officer that started with us yesterday, Eric Dahlberg. He comes to us from Chase Bank. In our Tulare office. So please welcome him. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Barb.
Yeah.
Heather, do you have anything else to add?
Part 2? No, come to my class for part 2.
Okay. You said food, right? Food?
Yeah, food.
Okay.
Free food.
That's all you have to say. Food. All right. Let's wish happy birthday to Tara Rodriguez, Judy Bernstill, and Mike Bishop. And needs and wants. Does anybody have any needs or wants? Or bucket fillers? Linda.
Still need a buyer at 154 West Lynn, Tulare. Please, please, please show it. He has reduced his price. We're down to 195 and he's looking at all offers. He has moved, needs to be sold, immaculate place. So please check out 154 West Lynn, Tulare. Thanks.
Thank you. Anyone else? Needs or wants? Paul.
I got a nice price reduction at 3534 East Bassers down to 559, and that's a great buy for that house.
Wow.
It is.
All right. Anyone else? Bucket fillers. I want to fill Wayne's bucket again for the class. He's put together a great class with Jody's help getting people into the students. How many students you have, Richard, last night for that?
29 showed up for the
29.
Right.
You guys have Facebook? I also want to fill Wayne's and Jody's and Larry's and Paul's bucket for showing up to the career night last week, and Jean as well. We had a career night, our first career night, which we'll probably do quarterly now. They were on our panel. It was a great turnout, and they were very helpful. So thank you guys. Thank you guys for doing that. Any more bucket fillers?
Yeah, I wanted to fill Jody, Jason, and staff's bucket for their assistance with the class, the setup, all of that really is very helpful to me. So thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate your support.
Any more? All right, you guys have a great day.